And over at cage 3, this fight ends as a unanimous decision in IMMAF.
And a touch of gloves, and we're underway. Zhassiya looking to pressure early on with the jab. Mitchell returning a nice long jab. First of 3 potential 3-minute rounds. Zhassiya with a wizard here. And underhooks are king in this position. Whoever achieves the double underhooks is going to have optimum control over their opponent. And this translates into a higher percentage of receiving the takedown. Some foot stomps here from Zhassiya. Back and forth battle for underhooks. And it looks like Zhassiya has achieved them. He just got to clasp the hands, gets the takedown. That's the key there. The second they achieve the double underhooks, the takedown is imminent. Mitchell doing a good job of getting back to his feet. He's got to try and circle around to his opponent and face him. Use the whizzer. Underhooks again, the king. Heavy knees to the thighs of Mitchell. It's like Mitchell was trying to invert there, potentially to roll for a leg lock. Knees again from Zhassiya.
Representing the RMAU, Salama Esbulaya.
Great work from Zhassiya to muscle his opponent down to the ground, but Mitchell fighting for the outside position. Caught in the guillotine, looks like it's an arm in guillotine. I could know it's a 10-finger choke, or sometimes called the go-go choke. Oh, he's got the cage's leverage as well. He can walk up the cage, he can push off it, but he can't put his fingers or his toes inside it. A 10-finger choke, a great option if you've got the leverage, which indeed Zhassiya had that from the cage, but showing the resilience of Mitchell to walk up the cage and to fight out of that submission, now threaten the single leg. Good look to switch to his left side, now he's lost it. Zhassiya using a good job of using the knee shield to prevent the takedown. Zhassiya now with the top position towards the end of the round. It's going to make a huge stamp. Touch of gloves. Mitchell wasted no time taking center cage here. And he might, oh, overhand right from Zhassiya. And he might have got the instruction in his corner to pull the trigger to be first. And that's good advice. He's got to be careful about those kicks, though. If he's going to kick, he's got to bring them back quickly, for fear of Zhassiya looking to change levels and turn it into a takedown. And Mitchell now with the back control. Gets Zhassiya down. He's got to get the hooks in here. He can't afford to fall off the back. He's got to plant the right hand and then try and walk down to the belt line and get that hook in. Otherwise, he's going to be shook off the back here and end up in the bottom position. Zhassiya doing a good job of maneuvering that leg, the left leg of Mitchell, to keep him where he is. He's got the leg laced, and he's put some torque through the knee there. And now Zhassiya tastes the back. He's just got to get that hook in. He's literally reaching around to try and create some space to get that right hook in. Mitchell trying to reach up now and pull the head down and shake his opponent off of his back. And that promoted Zhassiya to clasp his legs together, much like he's pulling guard. You've got the half back mount here. He's doing a good job of riding his opponent. Nice uppercut through the middle from Zhassiya. Scramble here ensues. Zhassiya back to the feet. Now we got to see the pummels of the underhooks to gain optimum control to work the takedown. Second round here, just over 40 seconds left. Outside trip attempt from Mitchell. It's going to be difficult to finish if he doesn't clear the arms of Zhassiya. Zhassiya now working to the top position, did a good job making sure that he ended up on top. Might be looking for a Peruvian necktie, potentially an arming guillotine. Towards the end of the round, he might go for it, or the go-go choke again. Sometimes called the 10-finger choke. In the round finishes, and a shake of desperation there on Mitchell. This is where he's got to push everything aside, though, and try and perform at his best. Touch of gloves and sportsmanship, straight back at it here. Mitchell looking for punches early on, close range in the third round. 3 minutes left on the clock. Mitchell has definitely turned up the volume. He's got to avoid the clinch situations, particularly up against the cage. Mitchell a lot more responsive now, throwing some power, forcing Zhassiya to respect that power. Zhassiya's putting the head down in these exchanges, though. Oh, there's the level change. Beautiful double leg from Zhassiya. And Mitchell looking for the Kimura potentially there. Could use that to sweep or submit. He's going to sit up, try and turn it into a single leg. And again, he's got to be careful about this 10-finger choke. You see there, he starts to fight the hands. That says to me that the choke was potentially quite tight. He's abandoned the single leg now in favor of clearing the head. And he gives Zhassiya the ability to drop down low and try and take this fight down to the ground. Excellent core strength here from years and years of wrestling from Zhassiya. Zhassiya looking to do some damage from the top here. He's got to address this single leg. Switch to the double, did Mitchell. It doesn't get it due to the heavy hips. Oh, straight to mount is Zhassiya. And he's got 1 minute and 13 seconds to work here. Back turn from Mitchell. Zhassiya looking for the right hook. Mitchell rolling for a leg lock. This would be a crazy finish if he could finish 50 seconds in the third round. Both hooks in now. Mitchell giving up the back, could get flattened out. He's got to try and roll here to his back. And he could stand up and use the cage as kind of like a base and then trying to pull the hook out. But he's got to be careful about defending his neck. He could also try and shake him off. He'll reach up and grab the head. He's going to get flattened out here. He's up against the cage. Hammer fist from Zhassiya. Referee is looking on. He's quite close, which is an indication for the fighter to turn up the punches in favor of the TKO victory. 10 seconds left in the third round. Rear naked choke attempt. Zhassiya opting to go back to the ground and pound. Might get shook off the back here. Mitchell back to the feet. Going to square off. Big turning back kick at the end of the round. The referee separates them just to make sure. Great fight between Kazakhstan and Australia, but ultimately we will go to